Boys, girls, all my Trumpaholics out there, welcome back to Other Robert. I, of course, am Joe. I put the other in Other Robert. Now it's time to find out who puts the Robert in Other Robert.
That would be Robert, because this is
Robert.
Yeah,
Right. Robert puts the Robert in Other Robert.
yes. If you cannot tell, Joe and I are your goofy comic duo for TV show reviews.
Well, we are reviewing Rick and Morty tonight. Look Who's Purging Now, which, if you told me that there was going to be a Rick and Morty episode to The Purge, I would have thought it would be the weakest episode of the season. But this was fantastic. It was a great episode.
It was funny. Like all with Rick and Morty, it was funny. I think the only part about the episode that made me a little upset was Summer didn't do anything except for send Rick and Morty their helmet. But I've been so used to them being her duo, or being a trio with them together this season. But
Yeah.
I would say for Rick and Morty as their normal duo, very good.
Yeah, it was great. And it was interesting to see Summer and
Take a seat, be on the back burner.
Yeah, what's the father's name? I forget it. Like Jerry. For Summer and Jerry to pretty much be doing nothing. Their arc this episode was them doing nothing. But Rick and Morty, superb. It was great. It was such a great combination of The Purge and Rick and Morty, even to the point with differences with different classes. And
yes,
seeing
socioeconomic differences.
So there we go. Socioeconomic differences. Seeing how the rich and the poor, they incorporated all of that into this, which is pretty much from the Purge movies. So even to that degree, they really borrowed from the Purge movies. But it was fantastic. It was funny. It made for so much just humor, just watching scene after scene, just the purging and everything. And Rick just calling it Purge. like, oh, Morty, you need Purge, Morty. It was funny. It was really funny. And if you never saw Rick and Morty before and you watched this episode, you would get the story told with Morty. You would get the arc.
You know what I like when shows do it is when they break the fourth wall. And I liked how Rick and Morty did that twice at the end of the episode, where they talked about where Rick said to Morty, "Remember the candy bar I gave you in the first act?"
Oh, yeah.
So that's a total fourth wall break right there, and I thought that was really funny. I love humor like that. It really makes the show real, because I think even in the beginning of the episode, Rick was saying it's just like that movie when they were talking about the Purge effects of the Purge.
Yeah,
which was great.
I would say, because Dan Harmon is who does Rick and Morty, the Community. Have you ever seen Community? They break the fourth wall a lot. So that's definitely a gimmick of his, is that he likes to break the fourth wall. But excuse me, with this episode, this really did what I continuously say about Rick and Morty. Every episode feels like a classic. Rick and Morty, I don't think has ever produced a poor episode, and every episode stands out on its own. It's fantastic. And this was no exception. The writing was really clever. The new characters in the episode were fun. And
they were really funny. I like them.
I loved the man in the lighthouse. That was comedy.
I love that too. And I loved when he's reading his screenplay to Morty, and Morty's like going, "I want to kill myself. I want to kill myself." And then he's like, "I want feedback." And Morty is very hesitant. And then he goes from being hesitant to being critical. And he can't take the criticism. And then Morty kills him and goes, "Now you know what it's like 3 weeks ago." And I
the funniest scene.
That was great.
Funniest line of the episode for me was "Get out." When he told him he wasn't like 3 weeks early. It's funny. It's comedy gold right here. Rick and Morty continues to be one of the funniest shows on TV. And this episode definitely delivered with writing, with humor, with everything. Another great job by Rick and Morty. Yeah. So anything else you would like to say for this episode?
No, I thought it was fun. The only problem with Rick and Morty, it's just on so late in comparison to every other television show we watch.
Right.
It's a horrible time.
Well, there's only one more for the season.
I know.
Next week's season finale, which looks funny.
Finale.
Funny. We'll see. We'll be back discuss season finale of Rick and Morty. Until then, subscribe because it takes around
That much effort to do so.
that much effort to do so. I'm Joe.
And I'm Rob. And we're done reviewing. Bye, guys.